Hi all, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my very first time filming a story time video. But I thought it's very necessary because I haven't talked about my foot surgeries or anything about my feet. That was before I actually started YouTube. So to kind of get y'all caught up to what's been going on now with them, I need to explain my past history with it, if that makes sense. So anyways, sorry the bed's not made. I'm trying to hurry up and film this video because Paisley's still sleeping and Kyle took Layton. They went to go feed, so it's really quiet right now. So anyways, let's get started. Okay, so let's go back to when this first started happening. So I was probably 11, 12, 13ish in that area when it first started. My feet kind of started hurting me, and we noticed that instead of your foot being kind of straight looking, it kind of curved, like my foot kind of started doing that, and I started getting some pain. My first time to ever experience really bad pain from them was probably the time that I was moving with my family, and we were moving into another house. And I remember I was on my feet all day, and at night, you guys, my feet were hurting so bad, they were throbbing and making my lower back hurt. And so the next day, I remember my right one being so bad, I couldn't hardly walk on it. It was so sore, and just, I guess soreness was the only, and it kind of not really throbbing, but it was painful to put weight on. So anyways, I just kind of pushed through it. And so we just never really had it, looked at. That became my new normal. Foot pain became just a new normal for me. So anyways, it wouldn't be all the time. It would just be when I'm on my feet a bunch, if I'm on my feet all day. And yeah. So when I took my first real job, I worked at CVS. I was in the pharmacy part, and you guys, I was on my feet all day. And there would be some nights I had to make sure I had to buy good tennis shoes, because something that had really good support helped out a whole lot. And I would even buy those inserts that you get at the drugstore or Walmart or something like that. And those would kind of hurt for some time, but I would still, my feet would still be really sore at the end of the day. And sometimes if I worked a really long shift, I remember my first year when I first started, we were just, it was when the flu was really bad, so we were extremely busy, and I would work overtime, so double shift, and by that time my feet would hurt so bad. So anyways, I fast forward now to when I was pregnant with Layton. My feet hurt, my lower back, my lower back really took a toll too. If my feet were hurting, my lower back was hurting. I always had lower back pain. And so I kind of I think I kind of mentioned maybe something to my OB/GYN, but pregnant women do have all these symptoms too. They have, their feet hurt, their lower back hurts, so we were just kind of keeping an eye on it and seeing. I remember my feet really swelled, and they really swelled up at the end, which is kind of normal for being the end of pregnancy. But anyways, my feet, there would be some days where I could barely put any weight on it. It was hurting so bad. So this started hurting. It was still, after I had Layton, it still was like that. It was now, the pain was intensified. I could not put weight on my right foot at all. Some days if I was on my feet all the day, I knew if I was on my feet that day all day doing stuff with good shoes, with not, I still could not put any weight on that foot the next day. So my husband finally was okay, enough's enough, this is not normal, you need to go get this looked at. So I made an appointment with this really good doctor. He was supposed to be it, you know, I found him online. He was supposed to be a really, really good doctor. He worked at the Mavs. You know, I was like, great, you know, this is somebody that I want to go see. So we went and saw him, and you guys, he was the rudest man I've ever met in my life when it comes to doctors. He had no good bedside manners whatsoever. He literally came in, and it was so fast, like he was trying to get me out so fast, that he was just like, there's nothing I can do. Your feet are horrible. I think you know this. There's nothing you can do. You have to live with this the rest of your life. Like, no more wearing cute shoes. They're only like tennis shoes and stuff like that from now on. Just there's nothing I do. And literally just walked out. And he did try to give me some inserts, like really overpriced inserts. And I remember like being like looking at my husband and was like, this is not what I was expecting him to say. Like, he was so rude. Like, I was kind of like in tears. And I remember going out and the lady like asking me something about coming back, I guess getting fitted for the insert. And I was like, no, I'll call y'all. Like, I was like, I'm not coming back to this guy. Like, no. So we get in the car, and I mean, this is the first time I ever had a doctor like really look at it, and I'm like, he specialized in this, so maybe there isn't anything they could do. And I was just like, so like, it was kind of depressing, because I was like, I don't want to live with this the rest of my life. And I'm a girly girl. I like to dress up, and how can you dress up tennis shoes if you want to wear like a really fancy dress, or you know, like, you never know. And I was just like, I was so sad. So me and my husband come with the conclusion, like, let's try to go get a second opinion. Let's see if, you know, if anybody says, if they say the same thing, then yeah, this is the new normal. So this is what we'll have to live with. But so I visited this other doctor, and again, I found him online. And so I went to him, and he was really nice. And he was just like, you know, every doctor did their own x-ray, and he came back and said that I really needed to go see this one guy who specializes in what I have, because what I have, I can't really remember if he said rare or just not common. I can't remember what it was, but he just said that he specializes in this, and there's only a few doctors around that do, and that this would be his top pick. So that made me feel so much better, knowing that he wasn't just writing me off and being like, I have to live with this. He was giving me someone who actually specializes in this, and I could actually get some help and relief. So I went to the doctor, and he was the nicest doctor I've ever met. Like, his bedside manners were so good. Like, he was very like, yes, this is what you have. Whiskey, hush. This is what you need to do. So my right foot had completely collapsed, I guess, during pregnancy. He said that pregnancy, one of the reasons that it's so hard on your body is because you gain so much weight in such little time from the pregnancy, that it was just, my foot, it was already bad to start with, that it just collapsed. And so if I did not get it fixed with surgery, that my foot was just going to turn in. So I really needed to get that fixed, and he said it was going to be more painful, you know, if I waited. So we decided to do surgery. So what I can't really remember the medical term, but pretty much I think what he said is a bone in my foot at birth never separated, I believe. I can't really remember how he worded it, but something just never happened. So what ended up happening is I am very flat-footed. Like, I have zero amount of arch whatsoever. So I am extremely flat-footed. And that's what's kind of causing my foot to kind of turn out. So everything, like, nothing's really aligned in there. And this is something he said this is something I should have gotten fixed a long time ago, and it would have been fixed. Like, it would have been an easy fix. I wouldn't have any problems the rest of my life. Like, we could have got fixed when you were a lot younger, when the problems started arising. But since I had waited so long, my feet are not fixable. Like, he said, I mean, I hate to tell you, but they're just, we can't fix them like we could have done back then. Now we can kind of just make them, we can kind of help out and make them manageable. But like, what we do won't have long-term effects like something we would have done originally. So it was hard to hear. Like, feet play the most important role in your life. Like, if your feet are bad, that affects your daily life. So hearing that, just, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I just kick myself. Wish we would have done this a long time ago and I wouldn't be having these problems now. But I'm left with the consequences of not getting something fixed. So anyways, that's kind of where that ends. But okay, so my left foot still looked good. Like, that foot hadn't collapsed. And he said that we can kind of save that foot for a while with some inserts that are made specifically for your foot. Like, they're personally made for you. And so I did that. And he said that will help me. That will kind of prolong. But eventually I will probably need the surgery that this foot had. And I'm dreading that. So I got the surgery for my right foot. And I have a metal plate in there. He did a lot of work. It was major surgery. I have a screw that goes all the way through my heel to, I guess, the middle of my foot or something. It's infused. He infused a bunch of things in there. And so I'll show you my foot in a minute, but the metal plate, where the metal plate was put, that I had the biggest scar because I actually had complications, I guess, after through the healing process. So I got half of my stitches, that's what I was trying to think of, like, taken out. And then that part, I only got half of them taken out, but I was supposed to get all of them. But I needed, I think, a week or so longer on the other part. And I developed it was awful. It was like this huge, like, blister type thing. He said this was a possibility that could happen. Of course, it happened to me, which left me with a big scar. So I have a big scar on my foot, but it is getting, the longer it is kind of like fading a little bit. But yeah, I'll always have this big scar on my foot from that. So that's great. But anyways, so the recovery time for that was 8 weeks. I think I ended up I graduated a little earlier for putting weight on my foot. So I think I got to start putting weight on my foot like at 6.5 weeks or something like that. I was supposed to wait the whole 8, but he said I was already healing good. So he was very comfortable with me starting early and then starting physical therapy to learn how to walk. Because I have places that are infused, I can't do certain movements. So he said that just to keep in mind that, because he had to infuse things. So, but it doesn't really affect my life. So he said it means really nothing that's major, like it's not gonna make you walk or anything. So, but I had to have, Layton was 5 or 6 months old when I got surgery. So you can imagine that was the hardest thing. That surgery, you guys, was extremely hard. Like, knowing that I have to eventually get the other foot the same way, I'm not doing it until like I make extreme pain, and it's affecting my daily life because it was horrible. The pain, I think the pain might have been worse then than labor. Like, I can't explain to y'all the amount of pain that it was getting that surgery or recovering from that surgery. Yeah, I was on painkillers for like 2 weeks straight, and like taking them every however many hours you're supposed to take, but not missing a dose because I mean, he told me that the surgery is not gonna be a walk in the park. It was gonna be painful. And when a doctor tells you it's gonna be painful, I feel like it's gonna be painful. Like now I'm like, okay. So any doctor that tells me something's gonna be very painful, I'm like, it's gonna be very painful. So I did it. I made it, I recovered, and it was hard. Like I had to have Kyle worked, so like during the week I had to have somebody here every day from early in the morning to like that afternoon, like helping me and pretty much doing everything for me because I could not put weight on my foot. And you don't realize like all the little things that you do, you just don't realize until you can't do them. And it's like me not being able to put weight on that foot affected like my whole life. So I remember, I mean, and I feel like I'm a very hands-on, like I like to do things. I have a way of doing things. I like them to get done that way. And so that was it was very hard for me, I'm not gonna lie. I just had this little baby, having to rely on people to do your everyday things. It's hard. So, anyways, thankfully I had family. I mean, we live close to my family, so thankfully my grandma was still with us then, so she helped out some. My mom came, and then Kyle's mom came. They kind of all like worked out a schedule to kind of like pick days and when they could come. So everybody was kind of like, we had to make this whole schedule to see who comes on one. So anyways, but I had help. I made it through. I remember halfway through it, I think, coming back home from one of my doctor appointments to check up on the healing, we stopped by Walmart, and you guys, because the only time I was getting out for 8 weeks was for doctor appointments, I was like, it felt so good. I got one of those little bitty scooters, you see people ride on, and I went and got groceries with Kyle, and it was the best feeling in the world. I was like, this is so pathetic, Chelsea. Like, shopping at Walmart is the best feeling in the world. Oh my goodness. So anyways, just to get out and actually be able to do something was amazing. But anyways, I did physical therapy. That helped out a lot. And so obviously I had to have somebody come and help me like with Leighton and stuff during that time too. So it was a good full 8 weeks, I mean, of having somebody here every day during the week. So I'm not gonna lie, like when I went back to normal, like it felt good, but it also felt weird at the same time because I'm used to having somebody here all the time. So, but anyways, so fast forward now, I had surgery, got pregnant with Paisley, really had no problems with that foot. Like I was doing good, like hardly, I mean, it took a while for the soreness to go away, but when it did, I mean, it was kind of sore every now and then, but not bad. Like I could tolerate definitely that. But anyways, I never ended up getting that plate out. He told me if I could have went back and got it taken out, but if it wasn't bothering me, I could leave it in, but I mean, also they recommend taking it out. I just didn't want to open that incision that got the blister up. I didn't want to open that up again and risk getting another scar, and it was obviously not bothering me. It's still not bothering me. So I'm leaving that in until it bothers me. But anyways, so went through pregnancy with Paisley fine. My feet hurt obviously from being pregnant and back and stuff, but I didn't have the lower back pain like I had normally before I got surgery, so it helped out a whole lot. And I really haven't had, every now and then now I got that surgery in 16, I believe. Yeah, because I had Leighton in 15. I had that surgery like in March, end of February, 1st of March in 16. So I'm going on 4 years after surgery. And, the pain is starting to come back. Nothing like it was before, but if I am on my feet all day, that foot will hurt, this foot will hurt, but nothing like it was before at all. Nothing. So anyways, we knew that the surgery wasn't going to last forever, but at least it's not hurting me like it was, and I'm sure it's not, anything's not coming done. So fast forward to now. I think it was like, yeah, the 1st of January, I started to develop this spot on my toe, my left pinky toe. And I didn't know, I thought it was a cyst because I went to my primary doctor. He said, yeah, that's probably what it was. And so to go see a foot specialist, you know, if it doesn't drain, I kind of explained all that in that vlog. But it didn't drain. He told me to, like, I was on antibiotics, strong antibiotics, because I obviously had strep throat. So he put me on an antibiotic for that, and it should help that if it was a cyst, because it was super red. So it did kind of look infected in a way, but it never drained. So I went to a foot doctor. I found another foot doctor because my original one did surgery. He's no longer practicing. So, yeah, there's that. So I had to find a whole new doctor. And so, anyways, the spot on my foot, I went and saw the doctor, and he gave me so much information. It's not a cyst. It's just part of me having bad feet, and it's not a full corn, but it's in that kind of family, and that's what's kind of developing right now. So he gave me like 3 options to do. I can try to treat it over the counter as a corn, and he said that will probably give me relief. It won't probably take it away because obviously it's part of having bad feet, but or we can do the injections. Step 2 was injections, and there were a series of, I think, 6 or 9 injections, and pretty much they inject it in the toe, and the goal is to kill off that nerve that's causing me pain. Now, the only time I experience pain with that is when I'm wearing closed shoes, closed-toe shoes, and different sneakers will do that, and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't been wearing my, he asked me why I wasn't wearing my inserts that I told him I had, but it's because that I couldn't really wear closed-toe shoes because it was very painful. So anyways, I can get the injections, but I have to come back every week. You get 1 injection a week. If I need to skip a week, that's fine. He said that it's up to me how many I want to get, but this is how many that I'm allowed, that I can get. But it's just whenever I feel like that nerve is killed off and I'm not experiencing pain. He said sometimes people can stop after 4. Some people, it just depends on, you know, everybody's different. So anyways, so to think about that. And then the 3rd is surgery. Surgery, he said, is not bad, but I think I'll be off. It's a series, I think, 6 to 8 weeks of full healing, but I can start putting weight on my foot, I think he said, after 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So it's not as intense as the other one, surgery, but it's still surgery. So, and he said that would be his 3rd option to do, but this is just what my life is going to come to with feet like mine. He said that the older I get, the more problems that's going to start occurring, because it's just part of it. So him telling me this wasn't really news to me. I kind of already known this from my prior doctor, but the good thing is he did tell me, I kind of explained to him what the other doctor did to my foot, and he said that I really don't need that right now on the other foot. So we're not really to that point yet. So just to kind of keep wearing my inserts and really just kind of protecting that foot right now, that's kind of like our goal, as much as we can. So as long as we can get that from getting to that point, the longer we can keep that from getting to that point, that's what I'm trying to say. the better. So anyways, that's kind of an update. I will show you guys my toe too. I told him I did try a couple of the things over the counter and they weren't really working, but I'm gonna try them again. And we went to Target that day and got all this different stuff to try. So I'm looking forward to start trying that, but it is a little nerve-wracking knowing that I have to live with this. But anyways, this is my new normal. But yeah, I wanted to update you guys and kind of fill you guys in now on my foot experience and my foot history and everything on that. So yeah, if you have experienced anything like this, let me know, because I have not met anybody who had the same problem I have. But yeah, I'm excited to see if there's anybody on here that follows me that's having the same problem. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, so here is my feet. Look horrible, but that is that scar. It starts right here. I still don't have like all my feeling all the way 100%, but I have most of it. But it has really lightened up a lot. This used to be a lot darker. But yeah, I got the blister all the way around. That's why it's so big, because it normally wouldn't be this big. But yeah, that's my scar. And then he went in with the screw right there, like through my heel. My heels peel so bad. I can't believe I'm showing you guys this. And then on the other side of my foot, we have this huge scar. It kind of is hidden like under my ankle, so you can't really notice it that much, but that one's is a lot dark too. And I would show you guys, this is where I have one of those patch things on. Okay, it's wrapped up right now, but this is like a medicine type thing you can put on top of your problem toe, so that's what that is on. But this is not, like, this is a band-aid. But that's kind of where my little corn top thing was on. It was right on the edge. I think this stuff right here, you guys, is like medicine, I believe. Not part of my problem.